up, Riveter Nation? It's Halo the Riveter coming at you this Freedom Friday morning. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Alright, first of all, I want to thank and say a huge shout out to my significant other for my latest addition to my bike right here. So for those of you guys who are kind of new to my channel, new subscribers, new viewers, I did have another riding buddy on my Street 500, and then whenever I upgraded to the Iron 1200, I was like, okay, am I going to put my old riding buddy on, or am I going to get a new riding buddy? And I just couldn't find the perfect fit as far as what I was going to put on the handlebars of Freedom, my Iron 1200. And the other day, we got a package in the mail, and my significant other handed me this guy. So I think it's freaking phenomenal and totally perfect for my bike, Freedom, and for the essence of this channel. I am completely stoked to sport this Eagle on my bike. Whenever I was like, okay, let me start thinking of a name for my Eagle, I was like, okay, well, it was a Beanie Baby, so I was like, usually Beanie Babies don't have the history of, you know, the most creative or best names for their little animals. When I popped open that little heart tag, the Eagle's name is, drumroll please, Soar. S-O-A-R, Soar. It's freaking perfect, man. So Soar, Freedom, and I are now taking on the roads of the greater Houston area, and it's been a great introduction to Freedom Friday. Okay guys, so by the title, I'm sure you know what we're going to be discussing today. It's a very, you know, controversial subject, but I'm going to dive right into this head on and just tell you my opinion, because that's all I can do. Like I've said in many videos before, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. You, I'm sure, have an opinion that you're entitled to as well. I don't mind that you have an opinion, you know, I really don't. But whenever you want to be angry and dismissive towards me for stating my opinion, that's when I have a problem. So that's, I'm just going to preface the video saying that. Alright guys, this dude is backing up on the road. Alright, anyways, the right to bear arms. So the Second Amendment, I'm a staunch believer. I've been a firm believer of it since as long as I can remember. So as much as I've known about the Second Amendment, I, you know, took interest in it. I was a tomboy growing up, so anything boyish, cars, trucks, guns, always interests me. And you know, when I got older, I had a few experiences in life where I felt, you know, in danger in my life, and I always told myself I'm never going to put myself in this kind of vulnerable situation ever again. I'm going to make sure that if there is the potential of a situation to arise where I'm going to be vulnerable, then I am going to completely arm myself with whatever I can, so I'm not put in that spot. So first of all, you know, talking about the Second Amendment, I do want to get the letter of the law correctly. So I am going to post a picture right about here of what the Second Amendment says, because I don't want you guys to say, well, you misquoted the Second Amendment. That's not what it says. That's not the wording. I do want to focus the last portion of it. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Okay, for those people who don't know what the word infringed means, I can give you kind of an exact definition. It's the act as though to limit or encroach on. So if you don't want something to be infringed upon, you don't want anybody to touch it. I don't want to know what your variation of this is. I don't want to know what your opinion of this is. This is the wording, and this is how it is. That's literally how the Constitution states it. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's black and white. It's there. This doesn't mean, oh, okay, I'm going to have a politician tell me what their interpretation of the Constitution is because I'm stupid and I don't understand the interpretation myself. No, 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 no. It's right there. It says it. Verbatim. I gave it to you on the screen verbatim. Nobody can argue that that is not what the Constitution means. So, first of all, I don't want people, you know, automatically labeling, well, you're just a gun grabber, and you don't care, you just want to shoot people. No, that's not my take on this law at all. I do believe in responsible gun ownership, and to be very honest with people, I'm just going to be very so I do hold I do have a carry license, you know, and in Texas it's legal to open carry or to conceal carry. Okay, so as soon as I came of age that I was perfectly legal to purchase a gun, I went to a gun show and I purchased my weapon legally. I do, and as soon as I was able to obtain my, well, no, let me tell, I obtained my gun first. So I obtained my gun first, and then I got my license to carry. So a license to carry, like I said, here in Texas, we do have an open carry state. Honestly, I do not open carry. That's just my personal, you know, stance on it. I would open carry, you know, in certain areas. Like if I go to a gun show, then I'll open carry. I mean, you literally have a zip tie on your gun, so you don't look too much like a badass when your gun is zip tied and you don't have a mag in it. So getting back to responsible gun ownership, I do believe in storing your weapon properly. If there's children in the home, to educate the children at a young age the potential harm that a weapon of any nature, any kind, can inflict on not only themselves but others. Those are all things that you can do to be a responsible gun owner, to not be very flippant with the use of a weapon, you know, you to utilize it only when necessary, and to not, it's not like how these thugs, you know, portray like, oh, look what I got, look what I'm stacking, look what I'm carrying. Like, who gives a damn? You're an idiot. You'll probably shoot yourself in the face. And it happens all the time. So that's why I'm saying, if we teach people how to properly maintain a weapon, carry a weapon, treat a weapon, whether it's a knife, a gun, anything, then maybe there can be a lot of limits on the amount of stupid accidents that occur with guns. So going back to how I obtained my license to carry was basically, it's actually a process. So people, that's what I don't get, how people don't understand when people say, well, you gun grabbers, you just don't care, you can purchase a gun anywhere, you can do anything with it. No, that's not it at all. And then to carry it is even more difficult. Dude, you're an asshole. Whatever. So anyways, so to obtain a license to carry, what you have to do is you actually have to submit an application, and then from there you have to take a class. From there you have to get fingerprinted and have an FBI background check. And in the class, what you're literally doing is you're sitting for, it's like 6 or 8 hours, I can't fully remember, 6 or 8 hours of literally going over the topic of a gun, you know, and you're sitting with an instructor and they're teaching you, you know, what the danger is of a weapon. This guy doesn't even know where the heck he's going. Gosh, anyways, they don't know, they teach you the danger of a weapon, you know, the risks of a weapon, the laws, you know, so that you're sitting for 6 to 8 hours and you're getting educated on guns, you know, and then you have to shoot and qualify. In my honest opinion, I think anybody who, maybe I shouldn't get into that. Honestly, I think if you have common sense, anybody could really shoot to qualify. And so in Texas, what they do is they are you gonna go? The light is green, dude. The light is green. Thank you, I appreciate it. People just don't pay attention, getting in lanes. Anyways, and you people are like, see, that's a perfect case for people not to bear arms, because they're just idiots. So with going back to the process, you do have to submit the application, you know, through the state. You have to get fingerprinted at a specified location. They have specified locations that they will only allow fingerprints from, so I know they're regulated. You then have to take the class and shoot to you have to actually do a shooting test, I believe, to I guess that's what they classify it as, a shooting test, to qualify, you know, shoot to qualify. And honestly, if you are out here looking for, you know, am I gonna be able to pass it, before I shot to qualify, I didn't have a ton of experience with the weapon. You know, my parents, they definitely believe in the Second Amendment, but we didn't have guns in the household growing up, and they didn't purchase weapons till later on. So I wasn't around guns a lot, you know, growing up. So I don't want people to think, well, you were just raised that way and all of us are raised that way. No, I wasn't raised that way at all. I have an itch. Goodness. I wasn't raised that way at all, you know. I just thought, you know, as soon as I came to the age that I could legally purchase a gun and get my license to carry a gun, then I was gonna do that. So anyways, honestly, if you're going to shoot, you're afraid of the shooting portion of the class, it's not hard. It's really not hard. You do a series of shots, you know, at certain distances, and it's really not a difficult test. So the most difficult part of the class is sitting through, you know, I don't see it as a waste, because I did learn a lot, but you're basically going to be there for, you know, a work day at least. And so you got to get used to that. Like, your time is probably, ooh, that is a sexy ride. All right, where am I going with this? It's not hard. So basically, like I said, people who think, well, anybody can purchase a weapon, anybody can get a license to carry it and be irresponsible with it, that is not it at all. That's not it at all. It is a process. In Texas, we're lucky where if you literally do all the elements of the application process, they, like I said, you have an FBI background check, you get everything submitted together, it all correlates, it all goes together, then they send you your license. It's pretty much guaranteed. Now, other places, when I was taking my class, there was a man who had come from California, and I took my class years ago. He was coming from California, and he said that their due process was literally, even if you got all the elements that they requested completed, they can literally deny you your license to carry without any like, they don't really have to tell you why. And those of you guys who live in California, maybe that's false, and I do apologize. I'm only attesting to what I was told in my class, and that's what the man told me. He had moved his whole family back, he had moved his whole family to Texas because in California he literally did all the steps that was required of him, and he still wasn't given his license. So he was pretty upset about that. I'd be salty too. So that's the biggest thing nowadays, is that I still don't understand why the Second Amendment is such a huge argument. Like, it's literally spelled out by our founding fathers what exactly the Second Amendment means, and people are still, like, if it's a discussion topic, it's not up for discussion. I'm sorry. Honestly, my personal opinion is, you know, earlier America, guns were a lot more prevalent and common. I'm sure a lot more families had guns in the household. And I'm just going by, you know, like Old Yeller and stuff. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm being sarcastic. It's called sarcasm. I do believe, you know, the early American families, guns were a staple. And now guns are perceived as the enemy, and like, if a gun's gonna talk to somebody and make them do evil things with it, no, the gun is not the problem. My biggest thing when people start speaking to me, like telling me that I'm a gun grabber and I don't care about school shootings and the kids involved, they don't want to wait back, okay, whatever, that I'm an evil person because I don't have a heart, I don't care, I'm not looking at it from a different perspective. But I don't know what perspective to tell you other than this is literally what the letter of the law is, what the letter of the law dictates. And that's, you know, I'm totally working within the law, and you're going to still want to take away my weapon. I don't understand that. To be very honest with you guys, just look at drugs, you know, look at anything that is illegal. The bad guys are always going to find a way to distribute it, to purchase it, and to have in the hands of other thugs and other bad guys. It's just the truth of the matter. So you make guns illegal, you're going to take it away from me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I do have the right to keep and bear arms that shall not be infringed upon, as the letter to the law of the Constitution states. You're going to want to take away my weapon and my right because of people who made bad choices. And then I'm not going to get into, you know, a whole bunch of what I believe just for the sake of the channel. This channel has always been based upon, you know, new writer content and whatever, but so I don't want to, you know, get into like looking into these people's backgrounds who took guns into schools and shot up the schools, you know, what their relationship with medication was. And, you know, I honestly think that in the day and age that we live in, for people to think that they literally have a foot to stand on when it comes to the Second Amendment and altering it and trying to, I mean, I'm just going to go back to the definition of infringed. It literally means the act is to limit or encroach upon. You know, the Constitution clearly states the people have the right to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed, you know. So if that's what the Constitution says, and our politicians and everybody else is supposed to be upholding the Constitution, then there shouldn't even be an argument out there about, you know, taking away or limiting gun rights. It's not an argument. It is not up for discussion. It's not on the table. It's literally not. Honestly, if you guys are law-abiding citizens and you own guns, then I'm sure you feel that righteous indignation that I feel as well. Like, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have the right, as stated by the Constitution and our founding fathers, to keep and bear arms. I'm doing it legally. You know, I did all the steps that was required of me. But no, maybe we should consider having some tweaks or having some changes to the law. I, for one, do not believe in that. I get offended by that, honestly, and I just think that it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be shut down right away. For those people who say, you know, like, well, we need to have gun-free zones. Honestly, looking at school shootings and things like that, a lot of these events happened in gun-free zones. Honestly, if maybe some teachers were allowed to carry their personal weapons on campus and be able to protect themselves and their students, I believe that a lot of these school shootings probably wouldn't be as destructive as they have been in the past, if people had the right to defend themselves within the confines of their job as well. That's my personal opinion. You know, honestly, and I say honestly a lot because that's all I can speak to you from is my honest opinion. I really appreciate the law that allows us to protect ourselves from people. I mean, we see it now. Honestly, when there's that honestly word again. When COVID first hit, you know, I wasn't afraid of the virus. I was afraid of the desperation of people. When people get desperate, they will do anything to keep their families safe, to keep their families fed, to keep their families healthy. So desperation leads to a lot of really bad actions, whether it's robbery, murder, you know, it doesn't matter. I was very, very afraid when it first happened, but I do have the confidence in my weapon. And people, you know, a lot of people ask, well, how do you carry when you ride? Like, we'll do something stupid and then you'll find out. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not one who open carries unless, you know, it's in a place where I know there's a lot of other gun owners there and it's like a little event. Then that's great. If it's like a 2A rally or something, then sure, like, I'm all for showing, you know, my piece and what I pack. Freedom Park, y'all. But when it comes to, you know, being in the grocery store or anything, there's really no reason for me to open carry, especially if people can see my weapon. They can plan ahead, you know, how they're going to take my weapon away from me and disarm me. I'm not going to give people the opportunity. I would love to keep the element of surprise if someone was to, you know, want to attempt to do something to me, you know, either a robbery or something, that I have the element of surprise that I am able to defend myself and my family, which is our given right. You know, going back to what I say, the bad guys are always going to find drugs. They're always going to have weapons. So I don't understand why the law-abiding citizens are not entitled to carry these weapons, our weapons, lawfully. And we're abiding by the law. We had the background checks. We have to renew every so often. I'm up for renewal this year, you know. I have to do my due diligence and get my carry license renewed. So that's, like I said, that's just my honest take, my honest opinion. If you don't agree with me, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's my opinion. You're very entitled to have your own opinion. Like I said, the biggest thing is when people want to attack me and call me stupid and a gun grabber and that I don't care for other people just because I'm choosing to practice my right to carry, that's when I have a problem. Boy, if you're like me and we can just, you know, agree to disagree. Hey, you don't agree with it, you don't want to have a weapon, that's fine. That's well within, you can gauge, you know, your competency to own a weapon. You know, but so can I. So if you guys, I want to hear your comments on this as my viewers. Where do you guys stand in the Second Amendment? What do you guys believe as far as our rights? Do you believe that the Constitution needs to be altered, that there needs to be another amendment? Do you believe that the Constitution for now does state very clearly in black and white what they choose, that the right of the people, you know, to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed? Is that plain enough text for you, or do you think that it means something else? I just get angry when there's politicians out there that say, well, let me tell you what it means. No, I can read for myself. You know, I went through school. I have a pretty high reading level. I have common sense. I think I can piece a sentence together and you know, circulate it in my brain and come out with what the true meaning is. I think I'm just as capable of doing that as you are. And I'm sorry if I come out like aggressive in this. It's just, I have a very aggressive stance on this, and I do believe that any right that we are given should not be infringed upon, you know. So thank you guys so much for joining along with me on this Freedom Friday. Shout out to my significant other for giving me SOAR. So we got SOAR, Freedom, and I. We'll be hitting you guys up with some more topics. Comment down below if you like this video. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up, please. It really helps out my channel. If you are interested in subscribing because you agree with me and you want more content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. I'm sure you guys know what it does. It alerts you when there's activity on the channel as far as new uploads. And if you think that this opinion needs to be shared, if you think you know somebody that this opinion that I'm stating may help them understand where you're coming from, go ahead and share this video. You know, I'm not shysty. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys continue to be patriots, freedom-loving Americans, because we are facing a huge battle, and all we can do is stand by our rights, stand strong, stand up for each other, and continue forward peacefully in unity. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next one.